This question looks like it's about grammar, but I classify these transition questions as ideas questions. They're the only ideas questions that don't actually come with a literal question before them. They look like grammar questions, they look like style questions, but really with the transition, we're trying to make sure that we're moving between the two ideas in a logical way. And usually we have much more complicated words when we're doing that, words like nevertheless or furthermore, or things like that. Here, it's the words we would probably use ourselves. So that might be a good sign that we can just trust our instincts. The way that we would say it probably is going to be right. Let's see what's going on here. Dried collodion is unusable. So once the photo is snapped with a massive tripod mounted camera, the photographer has nominal minutes to develop it using more chemicals. So they're saying they have to be quick here, right? Dried collodion is unusable, so the photographer has to develop it quickly, right? Like, so makes sense because they're connecting these two ideas. They need to act quickly because dried collodion is unusable. So it makes sense as is. That is the answer. There's no contrast, so it's not but. And is a transition that doesn't really add anything, right? I mean, it's not really a transition at all. It's just a way to attach two ideas into one sentence, but the ideas don't flow if we use the word and. It's just two separate ideas. So usually words like that aren't going to be right because the goal of the question is kind of to get things to flow. But, never say never. Like, there are going to be circumstances where everything else is wrong and a word like and is going to be right just by being the odd one out. And then the word for, some people argue with me on this one and are like, well, that could work too. But my response is like, do you use the word for as a conjunction in this way to like move between sentences? Like, you'd really say that? Dried collodion is unusable. For the photo is snapped with a massive tripod-mounted camera. The photographer has nominal minutes to develop it using more chemicals. It's kind of like a because, but it's the other way around, right? So it's like, it's almost like here's the problem, so here's the solution to that problem. For would flip it. For would be like the solution is first. Like, the photographer must develop the picture quickly, for dried collodion is unusable. So it's similar in that it's also kind of get this cause and effect relationship, but it's kind of like the opposite. And that's why we don't usually say it in our daily lives, is we don't normally think that way. We think about it more like this, problem solution, not solution problem. So I think, again, trust your instincts, and that word is going to sound weird and you'll be able to pick the correct one.